In this video I'm going to be going down some of the off-piste routes at Haldon Forest. Hope you enjoy. I am mostly going to be riding the enduro stages of the forest, but I will also be doing some of the other lines that are not part of the enduro event. Also, I will show you how to download the map of the enduro event at Haldon Forest at the end of the video. This will help you find some of the off-piste tracks which I'm going to show in this video. You could also look on my Strava, which is MTB Sprout, to see the routes that I've been taking. I'm going to start my off-piste riding right aside the blue trail. This bit that I'm going to be riding will be part of the enduro event, but there are many other lines which might not be. It's fun to have an experiment depending on what line you want to take. You are very unlikely to get lost as all of the lines lead up to one of their trails at the forest. Riding these are a next step up from the red trail if you're getting a bit bored of it or want something new to try. I recommend riding these because there's something new to try and also they're really good for your fitness, as the first stage goes down to the very bottom of Haldon Forest and then you can go straight back up to the very top for stage 2, which is on the complete other side of the hill. All of these trails usually have loads of routes all the way through to rocks, which are really slidey and can sometimes make you fall over. They also might contain big gullies which are hard to navigate around or through. Although this part of the trail is quite slow, there's loads of really fun sections and it might not seem like it is when you're going down it. But if you want to go fast, it's really important to keep on the pedals, otherwise you are most likely to slow down a lot. Here we are just about to cross straight over the blue trail, so if you didn't want to ride some of this section or you wanted to stop, you could continue down the rest of the blue trail. I recommend taking this section as it avoids a big uphill on the blue trail which can sometimes take a while. But if you want to get fit, you can always go on the blue trail. Here is the off-piste or enduro line that I came down on my last clip. Here is the uphill that I was talking about and you can get up most of it as long as you're quick in the last section, but sometimes you might have to pedal a little bit. Here is the uphill, and I personally don't think it's worth it as there's not that much of a downhill and some of their bends are a bit flat. If you don't know what a berm is, or want to know what a berm is, my video will be coming up in the top right corner of your screen. This can tell you about flat berms and how to ride berms and what they are. If you can't find the video in your top right corner of your screen, it will also be linked below in the description. Here is the flat berm that I'm talking about. There are also some tree roots from the close by trees. If you're not ready for them or don't see them, these will give you a jump. Now let's see where the off-piste or enduro line takes me instead of the blue trail. This is a technical part of the route and can catch you off guard if you're not ready for the tree roots. But luckily, the stones are quite grippy even if you're trying to pedal really fast, or your tyres aren't very grippy. We are now at the blue trail again and this has completely avoided the uphill that you might have wanted to ride or had to ride. Here is the enduro or off-piste line right next to the blue trail, which diagonally goes over it. Let's see what the rest of the off-piste or enduro stage looks like. This is the first part of the section where you don't actually have to add extra pedal strokes. But if you want to go really fast and get really good speed and time, you can add some extra. There are also multiple lines which you can take off the side of the enduro or off-piste line. Let's see what features are next. Up next we have rollers, which are really hard to go over as they're really steep on the uphill, but if you're good enough at pumping, you can have a go at pumping them. Our next feature that we're going to come across are some really slippy and big roots and a steep roll or drop. Now we have a big uphill, and you can try and take some of the roots off to the side of it, or you can either go up to the very top and take the proper enduro line. Firstly, let's have a look at the enduro line, then we can have a look at the other lines of the fire road. This part of the enduro or off-piste route is not very slippy, but is very loamy. Also, you need to keep an eye out for any downhills that might catch you out. This part is very rocky and quite hard to turn on, so watch your speed. Also, watch out for any branches which might go in your face.
Didn't expect that to
You will
happen.
also need to try and stay on the middle line, otherwise you're most likely to fall down from the high line to the lower line or the middle line. This is a bit of a shock if you're not ready. The uphills are short and sharp, so then if you have enough speed, you won't need to pedal up them. You will also need to watch your handlebars and your pedals as the trees are closely spaced. You will also need to watch your body position and pick the correct line choice depending on what terrain and how steep and how fast you are going. Otherwise you might have to walk up some of the smaller climbs like I'm doing. Let's see what other features we have in store. We can go over the fire road, and then there's a nice hip jump we can go over. There are some really nice berms, but you need to be careful for the roots in case they knock you out of the berm or knock you around, then you slide out. The GoPro doesn't really show how rocky or rooty this part of the trail is, but I assure you it's quite rooty. This is one of the flowier sections of the off-piste or enduro route that I'm taking. You can also try and get some air on the tree roots which are coming off the trees, and these are nice to jump into the berm or jump around on the trail. Now this is the end of this section, let's go back and see what the other off-piste route is like. This part of the trail is rocky and rooty, so you need to have good balance so then you don't fall over on this part of the trail. This part of the trail has a bit of an uphill, but it doesn't last for too long. Soon we have downhill. This part of the trail is technical, and you need to be on your toes to react to whatever obstacles are in front of you. Here there is a really steep, technical section of the trail. This bit is really slippy and has a left turn straight after it. If you come in from the right side, it is a real challenge to try and turn into the left berm. If we turn right down here, we go down to the section of trail with the hip jump and the berms, which are flowy. But if we go straight on, there's one of the hardest pieces of trail, in my opinion. It's a deep gully, which is really tight to go through and really slippy and has loads of rocks. This was really technical, so if you want a challenge, have a go at this line. You can hear how much I'm skidding down this section of trail. Now let's continue down the rest of this trail. This bit of the trail is really rocky and challenging, so it's important to keep your speed up. From the other angle, you can really see how rocky and rooty this part of the trail is. Now let's move on to the final section of trail, which is really flowy and fun. Although the trail doesn't look that rocky and rooty from the GoPro, I assure you it is. This is one of the fastest parts of the trails that I have done today. I reckon you will enjoy it if you ride it. This was also one of my favourite parts of all the trails as well. To download the map, there will be a download link down in the description below. Thank you for watching this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.